What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ganorak here. Today we are going to try something a little bit different. As I'm sure you guys are aware, they just had the Super Baby 2 showcase over on Bandai Namco's YouTube page. And I caught that live and watched a lot of really fucking cool combos, really awesome TODs, and I really want to see what you guys think about this new character. So today I'm just going to play some stuff in the background and we're going to talk about Super Baby 2. All right, guys. So one of the things that so far that I like, if we're just looking here right in the beginning, is I like the different colors that they use for Baby Vegeta. One thing that I really don't like, though, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I really don't like the fact that they call him Super Baby 2. Like, I understand that there's different forms of Baby Vegeta, but I always just refer to him as Baby Vegeta. Unless he's maybe in his grade 8 form or something like that. But his normals are really interesting. They're a little bit slow, but when you see all of his key blasts and everything that he can do with that, you understand why all of his normals are slow. Because if he had fast normals or even normal normals, he would just be so overly broken that I really don't think that he would be a very fair character at all. But the great thing about this game is that it is balanced, at least a little bit. But when you guys see the crazy combos that he does and all of his returning key blasts and the way that he can keep the character in hit stun so the combos can be completed, it just like really blows my mind. Okay, so let's talk about his normals. He has a pretty good normal low. It's just a lot slower than most people, and it looks like it's -4 also on block. So that's definitely something that's going to be pretty slow when you're trying to punish some staggers or something like that. His 5L is really nothing to really get excited about. It kind of looks like the second hit in UI Goku's auto combo, but it has a little bit of good distance. It's a little shitty on block. It's pretty negative. But I think that that attack is used more in block strings and stuff. So let's talk about the auto combo. The auto combo is pretty cool. It's got two hits, kind of like UI Goku, and then again, like UI Goku, does a grab, but instead of a side switch, he grabs him by the face, slams him into the ground, and then kicks him. And he gets a really good corner carry on this attack. That'll be really cool to see how people use that with maybe assists or maybe his stealing assist ability. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, and if you whiff the first two hits, you can still get that third grab like the other ones as well. The 2M looks really similar to just regular Vegeta or Vegeta Blue. He does like this weird little cross chop thing underneath, and looks like it's a pretty good 2M starter. But it, again, like most of his normals, it's pretty slow. 5M is pretty cool. It's almost kind of like Broly's 5M, but in Super Broly's 5M, but instead of it being a kick, it's a pretty good distance, like little back elbow, and it's only -1 on blocks, so that's a pretty good recovery rate. It's definitely got some round start range that you can get on it. It's pretty cool, and his 6M looks pretty cool too. It's kind of slow, but it looks a lot like Android 16 actually. And then his 2H is just like a big up knee. It looks like it might not have a lot of distance, but I'm not exactly sure. I think we'll just have to wait until we see more. And the 5H is really cool as well. It's a double hitting knee. The second knee sends them flying. It's good for those low to the ground rejump combos if you guys have those, but I definitely haven't mastered those ones yet, but it looks really cool. So his last thing, it seems like it's the 6H, which is almost like an air blast, kind of like Adult Gohan, but it does multiple hits like UI Goku. But it looks like that you can only vanish on the first or the second hit, and you can only cancel on the first and the second hit. But if you just keep mashing it and you get an opening, you'll get a lot of hits afterwards. So his special moves are pretty interesting. So first one, his 5S is just like a really fast multiple key blast attack. And then if you jump into the air, you can also do an S that'll do kind of like a swooping down tracking key blast. And the really cool thing about this is that whichever one of these key blasts whiff, even if other ones hit, the ones that whiff will return to the screen behind your opponent. And that's definitely the first time we've ever seen this in this game without having to press a button. You know, like Master Roshi's will come back, but you have to enter another input for that. And his 6S is really cool because he does like a quick spin and one key blast. And even if it does hit or blocked, it will come back. So that's something that these guys use a lot in really cool combo extensions, and I'm excited to see how people use that. Then his quarter circle forward S is just a pretty much like a purple final flash style beam, but it goes a little bit higher than a normal beam, and he jumps up into the air a little bit. So that'll be interesting to see how that can be used for some long range neutral pressure. Now, this next one is crazy. So, when you do either 1S, 2S, or 3S while you're on the ground, he will shoot up pink key blasts up in the air, kind of like Kid Boo's level 1, but obviously he doesn't have level 1 uh, priority. But if you press 1, which is back down, then it's going to fall directly on top of Baby, wherever he is. And then if you press 2S, it'll fall about maybe 5 feet away, like mid screen style. And then finally, if you do a 3S, so down forward, then it will go pretty much full screen and land, all the way on the other edge of the screen. However, I did notice later in this video that when you do that 3S in the corner, they'll just disappear. So that's a really cool thing that you can use for mix-ups in the corner. So his first special move, quarter circle back, L, M, or H is really, really cool. So it does like kind of like a Yamcha Wolfang fist spin in the air, and it's invincible in the air. And then it throws key blasts afterwards, and if those key blasts hit or whiff, they return. So you can do all kinds of really cool mix-ups, all kinds of combo extensions, and it's pretty much a DP, which is also really great. This will be a really great tool for stopping air super dashes if your opponent is a little bit wild with those. It's an interesting move in the air where he can do a 2L and it'll do like a hard knockdown kind of dive kick and it'll land on the ground kind of like Cooler does. And it really looks pretty cool. So then his quarter circle forward special is kind of like a Beerus slam, where he gets some pretty good distance up in the air and then slams down on the opponent. I don't think it has overhead property, but it's still a really cool move. And so the light version obviously does like no knockdown. The medium version is a little bit slower and it does a good amount of knockdown, good for like adding a super at the end. But his heavy does a huge ground bounce off that, and you can definitely combo off of that, especially in the corner. I think you can combo mid screen as well. And it also works in the air, which is rad. Quick correction. Actually, the spinning key blast throwing move that acts like a DP that I talked about earlier is actually quarter circle back S. So we actually have quarter circle back L, M, and heavy that are different grabs. So they're kind of like air grabs, like Vegito Blue. Doesn't go very far for the light, but it's fast. Goes a little bit further for the medium, but it's slow. And then the EX one travels a pretty good distance on the screen. And depending on which one you do, the light gets pretty much no knockdown, medium gets more, and then the heavy gets a lot of knockdown. And it seems like you could also use it for really cool kind of pressure. So you can either do the quarter circle forward and do like the dive and then get an assist in to cover the gap and then continue your block string. Or with the grab, you can end up kind of above them and then you get kind of like that falling mix if they blocked. So the last one we're going to talk about actually is his 22L, 22M, or 22H. So the only way that you can actually activate this move, which is the reason why some people think that Super Baby being a frontman or your point character is not going to do well, but when you kill an opponent with Baby, you can use their A assist with 22L, you can use the B assist with 22M, and you can use the C assist with 22H. So the C assist still costs a half a bar. However, there's no cooldown for these moves. All you have to do is have the bar and then the slight recovery that, takes place. So imagine like base Goku B assist, you can just farm that the whole time. Or imagine using Piccolo's A assist for incredible pressure. This move is going to be obviously Super Baby Two's uh, best moves for having different mix-ups and different bag of tricks, different block strings, different combo extensions. This is going to be incredible, and he's definitely the only character in the entire game that has a move like this. So let's talk about his supers, because I'm not really into his level one. It looks okay. I feel like they could have made it look a little bit better. The beam is kind of small. However, if you think about it mechanically, it works really well because it's really fast. You can do it on the ground or you can do it in the air. So you can do it on all kinds of different knockdowns. Bring it into a DHC with one of your other characters, or just hit it in the air for a good knockdown. Now, his level threes are interesting. So he has one level three, which is his Revenge Death Ball. And at first, a lot of people thought it was going to be like the other Spirit Bombs where you can't do a hard knockdown into it. You have to find some other clever way to land it. But it looks like this level three will connect with a sliding knockdown. You don't need to do some fancy setup. You don't have to have somebody else's DHC launch him up into the air. This Revenge Death Ball just hits. And one thing that we learned today, which is really cool, is that the Revenge Death Ball does 1997 damage, which, if you correspond that to the year 1997, that's when Baby was defeated in the original Dragon Ball GT anime. His other level three is interesting. So, kind of like GT Goku, when you have all three of your characters alive and you do the alternate level three with Super Baby, it has an extremely small activation. So it's only like, the hitbox around him is really, really small. It's pretty much like adult Gohan's level one. You have to be very, very close. Most likely, you have to be in the corner or do like an end of the combo with Vanish and then activate it. But if you have all three of your characters alive, the level three he'll do a really fucking cool animation and transform into a golden ape, and then he'll do his slamming on the ground like he's like a feral ape and just pretty much screaming die 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 the whole time. But if you only have one of your opponents alive, or I'm sorry, one of your teammates alive, or if he is by himself, then he will actually do a different level three, kind of like GT Goku. But the activation is still really, really small. The hitbox is small. It's got to be done very precisely. But when you do this one, instead of him jumping on you and slamming on you with his giant eight fists, he will fly up into the air and he will do a super Gallic gun, and it does a shitload of damage. And it does 2021 damage, which again, they used that obviously because he comes out in the year 2021, which is really, really cool. So the last thing is his assists, and his assists are pretty cool. So his A assist is extremely fast, and it comes out with a really fast key blast burst, and then those ones also come back. Then his B assist is a tracking slam, so it's like his quarter circle forward attack where he does either the slam on the ground or the slam in the air. It tracks, so if you do like a 2H and then call in that assist, he'll track the character in the air as long as he's still hit stun, and then slam him to the ground, and you can continue your combo if you chase and you can confirm correctly. And then his last assist, his C assist, is his purple beam, which is his normal quarter circle forward S, and then he'll do the normal C assist follow up with the vanish and the slam back into the ground, so you can confirm off of that. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today on all the new information that we have about Super Baby 2. Obviously, there's a lot more out there when it comes to B&Bs, when it comes to TODs, and all kinds of really cool mix-ups and things like that. So just, go check out either Bandai Namco and watch the whole thing if you guys didn't get a chance. But this is Ganorak, and I'm signing off. Thanks, guys, for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Super Baby 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.